I miss smokies on the road. Ha, guys. Smokies and kachumbari and some salt like this. Oh, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Today is a beautiful day to try something new. I'm excited. I have my food here. I have my Kwanta fifi and my Kenyan tea. And today we're going to be talking about things that I miss and I don't miss after living in Ethiopia for close to 1 year. Actually, before we get started with the meal, looks good, but guys, I'm too lazy to stand to give you a better shot, so don't mind me. So I'm gonna try my best to be able to coordinate between eating and chatting with you guys, because for the longest time, anytime I am eating, most of the time you'll find me entertaining myself with watching a YouTube video, not necessarily mukbang or something like this. So I thought, why not today we create one instead of watching one. And my mouth is so watery, salivating. One thing I really miss about Kenya, it's not easy to eat and shoot video at the same time. Let's try ASMR. I guess let's give this girl a benefit of doubt that she was very hungry, because as you can see how she's munching on this food, that she even forgot, what, the camera is rolling, just embarrass yourself in presence of everybody. But we move. Now that the food is too tasty, let's talk about food. Some foods that I miss in Kenya and some food that I don't miss. Now, fascinating thing is most Kenyans that I meet, especially for like a short term, they don't necessarily enjoy injera as much as I do. So crazy that I could eat injera or Ethiopian food every day, any day. And when I go to Kenya, the food that I miss actually is injera. And weirdly, that means I do not miss ugali. And yeah, all Kenyans, you can come at me. Yes, I don't miss ugali. And the food that I actually miss from Kenya right now has to be sukuma wiki. If you're talking about ugali, now if it is some ugali with sukuma wiki, I want some. I don't necessarily miss nyama choma that much because I eat shakla tibs over here and it's more or less the same thing. Yeah, but one meal that I miss is the chicken that is sold especially in Nairobi CBD. You see, as you're walking and you find like this not fries, yeah, it's mostly you sell fries and chicken, but I eat fries here. But the chicken that is just roasted, fried chicken, dry fried chicken, miss it. Sanford. Anyway, KFC. Okay, sorry, I know you guys are about to type in the comment section that I do love. I just still love them. Chicken in whatever. Yeah, so I miss that kind of chicken. And yeah, I know here we also have a kind of branch like that one, but I never got as satisfied and I did not love the taste and how it's done compared to how it's done in my country. Can I eat now? But don't you think it's interesting how I already look like or feel like I have stayed in Ethiopia for such a long time? Would you believe that if I combine all the days I have stayed in Ethiopia, it's not up to 1 year yet? It's so crazy. But yeah, this came up when some people were asking me if I still speak Amharic. That brings me to my second thing that I really miss in Kenya. Definitely my family. The fact that I get to go visit my family at any specific time as I wish, I really miss that. I can still go visit them. Like Nairobi is just 2 hours away, so I should not be dramatic. If I want to go visit my parents, it will be very fast. But of course, that's more expensive and that's still a lot of planning and everything. Unlike if I was in Nairobi, and also staying with my sister. Anyway, above that, I also have to say thank God for technology that I get to talk to my family very often or once in a while. And I also get to watch my YouTube videos and they know a girl is doing well. One thing I don't miss about Kenya has to be, I don't miss the traffic. I know Ethiopians, you're about to type and say, we have traffic here in Addis too. As a Kenyan, let me know if you've been to Ethiopia. Do you think, which of the two do you think traffic is worse compared to the other? In relation to that, something else that I entirely don't miss about Kenya has to be this election season, because the noise pollution that is going on. And are you even talking about traffic on normal days? What about traffic during election season? Like, you would be planning on one direction, and that's the same direction that candidate has decided, you know what, we are campaigning around that side. So this I don't entirely miss. Let me just be entertained online. Yeah, I guess we will stick to vlogging because I'm able to walk and do other things and still talk to you guys and not necessarily do a mukbang. Or maybe I'm able to do a mukbang if I'm with someone. But at least I tried. Just somehow my head shuts down and I stop processing more points. Very funny. Talking about forgetting. One thing I have forgotten that I have missed also has to be mokimo. If you guys know mokimo, it's like mashed potato, well done, or even githeri. I miss it. And recently I was talking to someone so close in my life and I was telling them I miss this food. Then they were like, don't you have maize? Don't you have beans? Don't you have potatoes in the country that you are in? Yes, guys, I am still continuing to sweet talk myself to cook. If you're wondering about this food, I went out. Of course, I did not make this food. I went out and got this food so we can eat together. Then something else I have to say. Shout out to some drinks. There's just something with familiarity. Like when I saw this drink, it's called Minute Maid, and we drink it a lot in Kenya. I was like, you know what? We are getting it regardless. So I've really been enjoying. But this is like a whole different flavor. You see, in Kenya, when we say mango flavor, it doesn't look like this. And I guess it's time for us to try it out. Ouch, let's see. It tastes more like Ethiopian mango. I know. For in my country, if you talk about mango juice, it is something that is gonna fill your stomach, but this feels light. Yeah, but the taste is good. Love it. Let's keep eating. Based on my analysis on this whole matter about missing things in one country and the other, I tend to believe we are adaptable human beings. So we're able to adapt and enjoy the things that we get to receive in the different places that we go to. For example, I am actually not necessarily finding things that were like, ouch, I wish this was like this or was the other way. I feel like I have come more like to accept, okay, this is maybe the speed of how things happen. This is how everything operates. And that way I'm able to just enjoy life altogether. I think now I just remembered, I've been trying to think of things I miss about my country, and I know it's contradicting, but I don't necessarily have things that I miss about my country, because I think before I even settled in Ethiopia, I was not necessarily in my country continuous. Well, apart from normal things like hanging out with friends, but I also have made friends here, so I hang out with friends. Not to mean it's the same kind of people, but something else that I have really missed out is on events and things that get to happen in my country, like for example, family gatherings or family events, or for example, things like baby shower, hangouts, birthdays. These events, that's one thing I wish I'm able to attend, but of course no. What else? It has to be, I think I miss being back on the road continuous than even being in Kenya. Yeah, so I miss the spontaneity of travel. I miss trusting God, sorry. I miss trusting God or the universe, depending on how you say it, but for me it's God. I miss trusting God in instances that I didn't know. I miss interacting with completely new people, new culture, new experiences, and sometimes not knowing what's going to happen. I still have an aspect of that, but I still miss back to back backpacking and being on a journey and not knowing what necessarily will be the outcome. For example, here I already know tomorrow I'll sleep. Tonight I'll sleep at a certain time, where I will sleep. All these things I have already figured them out. So I miss that up and down. Talking about this, I have exciting trip coming around to Bale Mountains. Then the other trip that I have is like a coded surprise for all of you. Stick around and let's explore together. Just remembered something else that I miss. I miss knowing where everything I need is. For example, where to go shop a specific thing, where to take this to go there. The fact that I still continue to live in Ethiopia, I have to at times. Now I'm familiar with many of the things, but sometimes you have to consult, you have to ask and know. Like for example, I've not even mastered how to use like public transport, but like for my country, I don't need to ask or stuff like this. Or I'm in a vehicle necessarily, I need to be like, make sure I don't get lost or stuff like this. So that's another thing, but that doesn't have an effect on whether it's Ethiopia or Kenya. It's just something that I generally miss. Whoo! I miss smokies on the road. Guys. Smokies and kachumbari and some salt like this. Oh, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. I miss it. Just so kachumbari, just so salad. And I was like, I really miss that. I have been eating more than sharing my ideas of the things that I have missed. I'm not sure it's gonna make it on YouTube, but if it does, please subscribe. And yeah, I deliver more by talking because I use my mouth and my head to think, but now I'm using my mouth and my head to eat. But anyway, that's how you know I am more like content with my choice of coming to live in Ethiopia. And most of the things that I would have continued missing, I have found remedies of being able to adjust things over here. So yeah. Always remember to create time for that which ignites your soul. Until next time, ciao.